Cam Cope's story is fantastic and empowering, but Boots Season 2 needs to focus on another character, who frequently stole the show, alongside our lovable protagonist. Based on the best-selling memoir The Pink Marine by Greg Cope White, Boots tells the story of self-discovery and growth. Our main character, Cam, joins the Marines in 1990 as a closeted gay teen, knowing that his sexuality was a crime. He doesn't succeed on his own, though. Boots introduces the audience to many lovable and some not-so-lovable characters who contribute to the success of Cam Cope. The most significant person in his support system is his best friend, Ray. However, a different character in Boots, played by an up-and-coming actor, became equally integral to the show. If Boots returns for a second season, I think the story needs to focus on Sergeant Sullivan, in addition to Cam Cope. Max Parker's Sergeant Sullivan is the true star of Boots courtesy of Netflix. I love Cam Cope. This is in no way me bashing him or Miles either. They are both fantastic, and Cam's growth as a character throughout Boots Season 1 is inspiring. However, he isn't the star of the show, despite being the main character. That title goes to Max Parker's Sergeant Sullivan. In a matter of just 8 episodes, Max Parker's Sergeant Sullivan goes from a self-loathing gay man to a star-crossed lover to a hard-ass leader to a mentor. His character is the perfect example of someone stuck in a toxic relationship, and I'm not talking about Major Wilkinson. Sullivan is in love with being a Marine, an institution that doesn't want him to exist as a gay man. What's more, he experiences this degree of fear and protectiveness for Cam because he sees himself in the teenager. Ultimately, Sergeant Sullivan's story shines just as much, if not more, than Cam's. The biggest difference is that Cam's is a story of hope and inspiration, while Sullivan's is a tragedy. Cam Cope's story wouldn't have worked without Sergeant Sullivan courtesy of Netflix. Besides training Cam, Sergeant Sullivan is also important to the story because he is an example of what Cam can become if he completely buries his sexuality and his personality, instead of finding a balance. What's more, Sullivan's investigation is a warning of what Cam could face if he slips up. It gives the story stakes to see Sullivan and Wilkinson face consequences for being gay in the Marines. Why Sergeant Sullivan still needs to return in Boots Season 2. Alfonso Pompo Bresciani in Netflix. Although he shouldn't be the sole focus, Boots Season 2 absolutely needs to bring back Max Parker as Sergeant Sullivan. There's a selfish side of me wanting more Sergeant Sullivan. Max Parker's performance as the closeted gay Marine was so compelling that I want to see more of the character. He makes a character I detested initially into someone truly sympathetic. However, he also needs to return because it feels like Sergeant Sullivan's story isn't over. The ending left his fate ambiguous. We need to know what happens to him. Does he go to jail? Does he get court-martialed? Do both happen? He and Cam also end on a positive note, so he could help the new Marine navigate the system while being gay.